Earlier this month, Douglas Crawford, the creator of the JavaScript object model, or JSON, which is used all throughout the web for communication between servers and the front end, has said that we should retire JavaScript. His reasoning was that the language has become too bloated to use and we need something adapted to the modern age. He says that JavaScript is a barrier to progress, slowing down websites and making it hard to develop better software. He spent over a decade trying to fix a lot of the issues with JavaScript with ES5 and said that he had some minor successes with it. However, the language is sort of a dinosaur right now and we can't use it anymore and it needs to be replaced. It's not as simple as it sounds, however, because the language is used by over 65% of developers according to the Stack Overflow survey, and it is the most popular language in the world. Therefore, replacing it is easier said than done. So how did JavaScript get so popular despite having all of these issues? Well, since its development in 1995 by Brendan Eich, who spent just 10 days developing the language, and even he himself calls it a rush job, realized that the JavaScript language will need to be redeveloped, so he made it malleable, allowing the developers to create what they need for the web. And since the language was relatively easy to use and implement, it quickly rose to the top as a top language to use for the web. Ike himself has said that his biggest regret when creating the language was comparing strings to numbers and getting a normal result. He added that even now people are trying to get away from JavaScript with type-safe languages built on top of JavaScript, such as Typescript or CoffeeScript. Furthermore, with the introduction of WASM, people are now starting to use Rust and other languages like C++ to get as much speed as possible and keep the low cost of running their servers by using a faster language. When Douglas was asked about what could possibly replace JavaScript in the modern web, he said that there are two difficulties. First of all, we don't really have the next language yet, and when thinking about the language to replace it with, it needs to be minimal, capability-based actor language that is designed specifically for secure distributed programming. What it means is that the language has to have all of the features of the modern web and all of the protocols, such as handling of HTTP, HTTPS, SSL, all of that good stuff to make sure that the security is the top priority and it's fairly simple to use. The second issue that we have is that JavaScript is so popular and it's used all throughout the modern web, which means that it's quite hard to phase out. Therefore, we would need to phase it out very slowly. Therefore, we would have to allow people to use two languages at the same time and slowly phasing out JavaScript over the years. What do you think about all of this? You think that JavaScript is too bloated? Should we retire it? Or should we keep it as it is? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I'll see you in the next one.